called New London, and I wrote it when I first moved out to Portland. When I wrote the song, I was thinking about why I left New London, you know, because it's hard to leave a place where you're born, you know, where all your family is, and that song is definitely about a time when I just realized, like, I gotta get out of here.
When you drive down Main Street in a passing car, there's nothing to do that ain't a cold, dark bar. Yeah, that much
For whatever reason, and I think that there's been a lot of unnecessary violence in downtown New London.
No neon lights, no movie stars, it's the same old place where your weekend starts.
Everyone's trying to change that, but for me, I was like, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go right now.
Well, he does the whiskey.
I think I'll always come back to New London for sure, and I'll probably end up here, but you know, that was like 4 years ago, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And
split when the coast is clear.
When there's murders happening like downtown, you're just like, okay, that's a good enough reason to get out of here for a little while.
Out through the alley in the parking lot, up round the back to the old rooftop. Get a good look around.
I was probably venting and looking for closure in a place in my home that I had left, you know.
Well, all I see, big ideas, boarded up shops after all these years.
It was kind of just a way for me to
in my hometown.
Sum up the time that I had spent here and what New London made me as a person.
Yeah, you know it's not a pretty sight. It's just New London on a Friday night.
I was thinking about the time that I spent in New London, and I was specifically thinking about a night that had happened before I left when there was a murder in front of Ernie's, and that kind of just got my mind working about I was being very negative when I first wrote the song, but I ended up, when I finished it, feeling really good and feeling like I'd finally written a song about a place that I really cared about, you know, and that I would be proud to play in front of people and proud to present to people that were from New London in hopes that they would be able to relate to it.
He had a belly full of liquor
and I guess it kind of is a murder ballad when you think about it.
One night stand.
Yeah, I said that the other night at the Oasis, and I hadn't really ever said that on stage. I've been playing it a little bit in other towns far from here, and people don't even know what New London is. Well, the other night I was like, you know, this is about when I walked outside and I saw this dude in a pool of blood, you know, something that's just this vision of, man. Somebody was like, way to be a bummer, man.
Shots rang out and then his baby cried out front of Ernie's bar. All them flashing lights, people were crowding around. Who's there laying in a pool of blood? Man, thank God it wasn't one of us. No, not this time. Yeah, it's just New London on a Friday night.
Yeah, there's too many verses in that song. I guess we just recorded it and we're like, oh no, it's 8 minutes long. The verse, it just kept going and going. And there's really no chorus at all. It's just one long verse.
Downtown strip, it's got a bit of soul. Loneliness makes your heart grow cold. Yeah, night after night.
It's funny that you say that it's hypnotic, because I find myself spacing out in the song, because the melody is the same and the rhythm is the same the whole way through, and I've attempted sometimes to change slightly the melody, but it's just such a simple song.
Although it may try,
it's a story, you know, and I can try to do other things. I can blow harder on the harmonica and play the guitar louder or whatever.
There's no need to make a fuss. There's plenty of room here
I guess what it comes down to is like you're either gonna listen or you're not, you know?
Yeah, in this small town.
And if you're not listening halfway through the song, then you're not gonna listen. So, but if you are, then you're gonna hear it out.
Band keeps playing till the final call. You had a bit too much alcohol, but that's alright.
And I think that's why it's so nice to play it here, because people know the places I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's just New London on a Friday.
It's definitely harder playing that song in like Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's just New London on a Friday night. Ooh, it's just New London.
We were playing in Bellingham, Washington, and I think it was the first time I'd ever played that song live. Afterwards, this guy comes up to the front of the stage and he's like, you know, he had a couple of drinks in, of course, but he was like, "Thank you for writing a song about every town in America." And then he just walked away, and I was like, man, that makes me feel pretty good.